Tonight's headlines: Taiwan building inferno kills 46. Philippine Air Force gets 5 new Black Hawks. Coronavirus cases in the country at 2,698,232. Transport chief not keen on fare hike. ITCZ to bring scattered rains over parts of Luzon. And Philippine stocks recover on risk-on sentiments. Good evening. Today is Thursday, October 14, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel, and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. An overnight fire tore through a building in southern Taiwanese city of Kaohsiung on Thursday, killing 46 people and injuring dozens of others, according to officials. The blaze broke out in the 13-story mixed-use building in the small hours of Thursday morning, according to officials, raging through multiple floors before firefighters finally got it under control. Pictures published by Taiwan's official central news agency showed smoke billowing out of the building's windows as firefighters desperately tried to douse the flames using extendable hoses. Most of the deaths were on floors 7 to 11, which housed residential apartments, according to fire officials. The first 5 floors were for commercial use but were unoccupied. The Philippine Air Force accepted 5 new Black Hawks on Wednesday, even as it decommissioned 10 UH-1D helicopters. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana led the acceptance and blessing of 5 S-70I Black Hawks and decommissioned the 10 UH-1D helicopters at Clark Air Base in Pampanga. Lorenzana said the additional assets are crucial in keeping communities and people safe from traditional security threats and disasters. Meantime, PAF spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Maynard Mariano said the decommissioned UH-1D helicopters had served its purpose as interim solutions for the challenges on relief transportation. The Department of Health reported 7,835 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Thursday, to bring the total number of infections in the country to 2,698,232. This brought the active cases to 84,850, and of the total, 77.2% are mild, 10.6% are asymptomatic, 3.6% are severe, and 1.5% are in critical condition. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 2,573,161 after 5,317 patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll is now at 40,221, with 551 fatalities reported. Data from the DOH showed that 65% of the intensive care unit beds nationwide are utilized, which is tagged as moderate risk. As for mechanical ventilators in the country, 48% are in use. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Boto mo to, Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Ayon sa World Bank, tinatayang 4.8 hanggang 12.7 milyong toneladang plastic ang sumisira sa ating karagatan taon-taon. Halos 80% nito ang nanggagaling sa Asya. Sa buong mundo, ang Pilipinas ay itinuturing na pangatlong pinakamalaking nagdudulot ng polusyon sa karagatan. Ang nakalalasong kemikal mula sa plastic ay di lamang kumukontamina sa karagatan, ngunit pati na rin sa hanging nilalanghap at lupang ginagalawan natin. Kung magpapatuloy ang kasalukuyang paggamit ng single-use plastics, sa taong 2050, mas marami na ang plastic kumpara sa mga isda na nasa ating mga karagatan. Dahil dito, mas pinaiigting ng pamahalaan ang kampanya laban sa paggamit ng single-use plastics. Nanganganib ang ating planeta. Iisa lang ito. Lahat tayo ay dapat kumilos sa lalong madaling panahon upang pangalagaan ito. Tama na ang plastikan.
It's time for the all-new season of the Athletes Tribune. Non-stop revelations,
Gusto namin itanong ngayon kung ano ba yung status mo ngayon with your team, with Santa Lucia.
diretsahang usapan,
Let's talk about the national team. And alam po namin na hindi ka nakasama sa original crew. So medyo nagulat ka ba doon?
and exciting updates.
Kamusta
Totoo.
ba ang puso ni Nika Reyes?
Abangan ngayong Lunes ang 3-time UAAP champion at multi-awarded middle blocker, isa sa mga pinakahinahangaan sa Philippine Volleyball, Mika Reyes. Ngayong Lunes na, October 18, 7 p.m. sa pina-exciting na season ng The Athletes Tribune.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
In other news, Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade is not keen on increasing the minimum jeepney fare to 12 pesos after transport groups filed petitions due to rising fuel costs, according to a transportation official on Thursday. DoTr Road Sector Assistant Secretary Mark Stephen Pastor said the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board is studying the fare hike petition submitted by the transport groups to increase the minimum jeepney fare to 12 pesos from 9 pesos. Transport Group Pasang Mazda earlier appealed their petition for a fare increase, but they agreed to set it aside only if they will receive a subsidy from the government to augment their gasoline allowance, according to Dano Tijuco's report. Pastor explained that the Transportation Department has programs to aid the transport groups, including cash grant of 6,500 pesos given to drivers and operators. State Weather Bureau Pagasa announced that several parts of Luzon and Visayas will have cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms due to the intertropical convergence zone. The Weather Bureau said Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Bicol Region, Cagayan Valley, Eastern Visayas, Aurora, Mindoro Provinces, Marinduque, and Romblon will experience the said weather condition. Pagasa advised affected residents to prepare for possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. Meanwhile, the rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms due to the ITCZ and localized thunderstorms. And in business, risk-on sentiments reigned in the local bourse on Thursday following the easing of National Capital Region's pandemic alert to level 3 starting October 16, while the peso ended sideways against the greenback. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index gained 114.19 points or 1.62% to 7,183.11 at the closing bell. The brother all shares rose by 40.69 points or 0.92% to 4,443.95. Regina Capital Development Corporation Head of Sales Luis Limlingan said that investors welcome the reopening of the economy with the change in NCR's alert level, a scheme which is in effect only in the national capital after a pilot test in recent weeks. Volume totaled over 1 billion shares amounting to 10.28 billion pesos. Advancers led decliners at 111 to 86 while 45 shares were unchanged. Meanwhile, the peso finished the day at 50.605 to a dollar, little change from its 50.655 close a day ago. That wraps up the stories tonight, and before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Boto mo to Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Magpabakura kayo.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM. Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Chinky Mangkukang, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas ng mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Simulan ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments dito sa ating programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Magpabakura kayo.
Boto mo to Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.